Thank you all for coming. It's despite the time change in the early hour. I very much appreciate it. I know it's early for me and probably for the rest of you. I can't see you, but I probably know most of you, but if I don't know your names, I apologize. Jay wasn't great with names either. He knew your faces, he knew your love. I only discovered after Jay passed that he'd apparently followed every one of his friends on Facebook, and I'm talking 2,500 plus people. I don't even think I don't think he knew what followed meant, actually. I follow no one, frankly. But apparently, if you follow someone, it means every time they post something, you get a notification. And I know this because I'm still monitoring his email and his Facebook, and hundreds of notifications. I think he complained to me once, why do I get all these things? Well, I don't know. It was later on I realized, because I'd look at a profile of somebody that I maybe thought I should know and trying to figure out who they are, and I'll see, following everybody. So I appreciate that he appreciated you so much that he followed every one of you. I used to, he was obviously very much loved by more people than just me. I used to tease him a lot about his fans. I'd kind of go, I'd go, I'm kind of sick of all those people gushing over you all the time. I think I was a little bit jealous. There was a time in certain circles where where Jay was Susan James's husband. But in the music circles, I was definitely Jay Curlee's wife, and that was okay. I'm proud to be. Our first entertainment today is going to be people from Austin, of whom there are many, but Jay, for the last year before he passed, or maybe even a little bit more, he would sit in every Tuesday night with a band called Grouchy Like Riley that played at Con Skico. Two of those band members, Chip Dolan and Marvin Dykes, are here. They play with Shelley's band, and they are part of the core three members of Grouchy Like Riley. Let's see, Jay sat in with them, yes. They'll be playing one of their own original songs, Matters Most. And since no celebration of Jay would be complete without a saxophone, I'm also pleased that the amazing Max Abrams, who Jay admired tremendously, will play with them. And give me when they're ready.
We're ready.
All right. And then I won't, I guess. Oh, and you can cut my mic.
Take my mic out. You're way over there, Chip. Yeah, I know. Turn up.
As Susan said, yeah, the last couple of years we've been seeing Jay a lot, or we saw Jay a lot, and it was always great. He had such a great attitude about everything, even in his sickness, illness. But our lives, we're blessed to know him. This is going on. Is that turned on?
I don't know about your
volume up inside the guitar.
Don't mind us. This is nothing formal. As you can see.
Marvin.
It's your sound up inside the guitar, Shelley said.
Yeah, I know.
And thank you to I think Shelley for loaning her guitar. Or Billy.
It worked at first.
Volume on the guitar.
Marvin, turn the volume on the guitar up.
Folks, I've done this before. The guitar's turned up.
Marvin is all
Plug it in.
Grouchy Like Riley.
Give me a mic. I'll do this.
We'll do it analog style.
always a solution.
It wasn't all for me.
Got it.
next to me. Don't even have to say a word, no. Be as quiet as we can be. I don't know why. One moment, such a small piece of time, can make such a memory. Space within my mind. Now I know it took some time to see. Oh yes it did. These are all the things that matter most to me. Yeah, these are the things that matter most to me. We always give Jay the last part. Here we go. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, you guys. Things are a little, Marvin doesn't travel, or did not travel this time with his guitar because he plays bass in Shelley's band, so he had to borrow, and thank you, Shelley, for the loan, and so there were a few glitches, and just excuse us.
Great.
Nice job from you. All right, next I'm going to have my sister say a few words, and then I'll be back with a few little thank yous.
Jay Curlee. I'm just talking about him and this cruise. I remember the first time he and Sue came on the Sandy Beaches cruise. He was obsessed. Called me up. We were always talking on the phone, Sue and Jay and I. Peg, you gotta go on this cruise. Greatest thing, you gotta go. Okay, Jay, I'm gonna go. I'll go one of these days, I'll be there. Then the next year, they'd go, Peg, you gotta go on this cruise. And he'd already be talking about the next one. Then he'd go on the next one, and this would go on for a few years. And I swear he was in love with Sandy Beaches cruise, and he was in love with Delbert. He had this bromance going on. Might not have been on Delbert's side. I think it might have been too, but he loved Delbert, and he loved this cruise, and he thought it was the best thing. Finally, he did this Rockin' the Boat movie. And by this point, I had seen most of the movie 100 times. And it was in 5 film festivals, and Sue and I traveled, and Jay, we traveled to all the film festivals. Delbert was at some, and all the cruisers would come to these film festivals. And after the festival, Jay would say, Peg, you have to go on this cruise, you have to go on this cruise. And Jay, I would, but I'm working, I'm busy, and our father was older, and I was like, not that I took care of him, but I was his neighbor, and couldn't do it. Then our father passed away, and Jay said, Peg, you have no excuse. No excuse, I'm not letting you not go. Okay, I will go. And it was 2010, and I booked my room. And then I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I lost my hair, and I gained a lot of weight, and I was looking old and ugly, and I said to Jay, I am not going, I am canceling, I am not going. I can't go like this. And so don't anyone take offense to this, but Jay said, oh God, you're going because mostly everyone on the ship is old and there is no beauty contest going on. I'm not letting you get away with it. So I packed my 8 wigs and I got on the boat in 2011 and I had a great time and I saw what it was all about and I have been here ever since. And it's been great meeting all of you and it's just lovely. You know, and Sue was joking, we would always go, the two of us would go, oh God, Jane is fans. And it was crazy, but we loved it. So thank you, Jay Curlee, for being in my life and being the love of my sister's life and just being there. And luckily she had him for 30, well, second time around, 30 plus years.
I'm not gonna be that funny. Okay. I'm gonna do a couple thank yous at this point so I don't forget. Thank you, of course, my sister Peggy for everything. And I want to thank Kathy Schmidt for getting this ball rolling, for this event, for making the parties that we come out, for preparing the wonderful slideshow, which we also showed in Austin when we did Jay's celebration there. And for everything else she did for Jay when Jay was in the hospital and in hospice, even for her bossiness. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And in absentia, I want to thank Scott Bork, who also came down with Patty Kirkstern, helping me out and helping Jay out, which was such a blessing. And let's see, who else? Everybody else, of course. Thank you also to Star Vista, who were so good to Jay. Also to me throughout everything, very understanding. Special thanks to Janine and Callie for everything with Jay and also for helping us get this space together. To the 2 Mikes, Jason and Robertson, for their encouragement and essentially for giving Jay free reign. And to the guys that are helping out tech-wise, and for Tim, the main tech support guy with Star Vista. Thank you to all the musicians that have volunteered to come here today. Jay would be very, very touched. Thanks for Nancy Copland, always being ready to jump in whenever we needed any kind of help. But my greatest thanks, of course, is to Delbert and Wendy. For more than I can mention. For Wendy saying yes that very first time and giving Jay permission to shoot video on our very first cruise. Mind you, this is before we all had cell phone cameras, so this was definitely a privilege. And they'd had some bad experiences prior, so it was great that they were willing to take a chance. That one act set in motion an entire new direction for our lives, including, moving to Austin, obviously. Delbert and Wendy have always been so supportive and encouraging. I can never thank them enough. I'm not sure what gave Jay more joy, shooting video of musicians or actually playing with them. But the wonderful thing was he was able to do both, and he had opportunities to do that on this cruise. He always managed to find people to play music with no matter where he went, but on this cruise and in Austin, he had, the wide variety of people that he was able to play with and so forth was such a gift. Again, thank you to all. Next up, we're going to have Teresa James and her band, Belly Watts, Terry Wilson. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's Belly Watts. And we've also been singing with these guys. Jay used to like to play Love Is For All Time with these guys. This was like one of his favorites. I like to think of it as one of our songs. And so that is what they're going to play for us.
Well, we are so honored to be here today to help honor Jay's life. I still remember, my favorite memory of him is when I first really met him. we were on the road in Colorado playing at the Little Bear up in Evergreen, and that's where he did my little interview for the Rock and the Boat thing. He was just such a joy to get to know, and it's just so great. And I was so thrilled when he would come and sit in and play saxophone. I know he enjoyed it, and so did we. Ready? Love is for all time.
Just an overnight sensation, an overdue relation coming home. Maybe some